Hello and welcome all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV's News Prime Live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has assured residents of the nation's capital city that with their support, the FCT administration will achieve more in terms of performance in 2024. The minister will disclose this while on inspection tour of various project sites across the capital city, expressed optimism that when completed, the Millennium Tower project will change the landscape of Abuja as well as boost its tourist potentials. Kikelomo Okere has more details.
The minister says the FCTA has also submitted supplementary budget of 2023, which President Tinubu has approved to transmit to National Assembly to be allowed to spend 61 billion naira before 2024 in order to complete specific projects so that by May 29, new projects will commence. While expressing satisfaction with the level of ongoing work at the Southern Park Ring 1, which connects in the heart of the city, and B12, which stretch from Bolingo Junction to the city gate, he assured the various contractors handling the project that they will be paid before the end of the month.
And the FCT itself, they will serve court processes. Nobody will bring it attention to the ministry, to the FCT. And then there will be judgment, and judgment. Now all those things will be things of the past. It will not work again. Those who are working in the legal departments will not be happy with us. But there's nothing we can do. When you take the right decision, some people will not be happy. Some will be happy. What is important is overall interest. It's not for a few people.
Earlier, the minister set up a task force to critically examine the land swap initiative started by its predecessors. The land swap initiative, which was introduced since 2012, had suffered setback due to several factors. The minister noted that the task force, working under the issuance of certificates of occupancy, was being empowered to handle all the complaints about the land swap.
Assignment for the task force instead of creating more taxes. We believe that the same task force should be able to handle this issue of land swap. We've had a lot of complaints. I want to know details of the land swap. And then on the sale of federal government houses, so many complaints. There are some houses that are built and abandoned. What is the position? Let us get the two documentations of the house that are sold and then they show receipt of payments.
The task force that is headed by the Senior Special Assistant to the Minister on Land, Urban and Regional Planning, Michael Chinda, has the mandate to work and deliver results within 2 months. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
A Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja on Wednesday granted bail to the former governor of the Central Bank, Godwin Emefiele. It was granted bail in the sum of 300 million naira and 2 sureties in like sum. Ruling on his bail application on Wednesday, Justice Hamza Muazu said the sureties must have certificate of occupancy and titles of property within the Maitama district. He also ordered Emefiele to deposit all his travel documents with the registrar of the court and to remain within the Abuja Municipal Area Council. The federal government had initially preferred 20 charges of procurement fraud to the tune of 6.5 billion naira against the former CBN governor, but the federal government reduced the charges to 6 to the tune of 1.2 billion naira, which he was arraigned on last Friday. Muazu, at the last proceeding, remanded Emefiele in Kuje prison pending its ruling on the former CBN governor's bail application. He adjourned the matter to November 28 for the commencement of trial. Meanwhile, the federal government has approached the Supreme Court to review its judgment that the old 200, 500 naira and 1,000 naira should be legal tender until December 31st, 2023. The government wants the Appeals Court to lift its March 3 order that old naira notes should remain legal tender along with new notes till December 31st. The Appeals Court had on March 3 restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria from giving effect to the deadline on the use of old notes. The 7-member panel of the Appeals Court faulted the policy of the CBN, saying the timing and implementation were defective. This is sequel to a suit instituted by the Kaduna, Kogi and Zamfara state government challenging the implementation of the policy. 13 other states later joined the suit as all plaintiffs are called to report. The Appeals Court has fixed November 30th for a hearing on the matter. Still, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja will on Thursday deliver judgment in the appeal arising from the Nasarawa State governorship election. This is contained in the notice issued by the court. The State Election Petition Tribunal had earlier sacked the state governor Abdullahi Sule, who was declared winner of the election by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Sule, through his counsel Wole Olanikbekun San, approached the appellate court asking it to overturn the judgment of the tribunal. The federal government on Wednesday said it was exploring funding options for the country's 4 inter-university centers with a view to enhancing their training and research capabilities. The Minister of Education, Tari Mamman, made this known at an interactive section with chief executive officers of the centers, according to a statement by the Federal Ministry of Education. The statement, which was signed by the Director of Press of the Ministry, Ben Kung, quoted the minister to have said that it will open a line of dialogue between the ministry, the centers and the Tertiary Education Trust Fund with a view to bringing the intervarsity centers within the funding envelope of TETFund. The minister also appealed to public and private universities across the country to patronize the centers for their training programs. Meanwhile, the federal government has announced that it is considering re-establishing a national shipping line that is projected to add $10 billion to Nigeria's economy yearly. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adigboyega Oyetola, made this known on Tuesday during a stakeholders roundtable discussion on advancing sustainable development in Nigeria's marine and blue economy. The minister explained that the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy will operate on the public-private partnership PPP, an arrangement to deliver strategies and policies that will drive development in the maritime sector of the economy. As well, the Adamawa State Governor, Honorable Amadou Omar Fitri, has called on people of the state to remain calm and go about their normal businesses, describing Tuesday night's gunshots in Yola, the Adamawa State capital, as unfortunate. He appealed for accommodation and tolerance among security agencies, describing the incident as unacceptable while regretting the ugly incident that led to the clash between the soldiers and the police. Governor Fitri disclosed that government is on top of the situation and appealed to the parties to exercise restraint and the overall peace of the state. Governor Fitri urged all security personnel on special assignment to remain at their duty posts and conduct themselves with high sense of maturity. A week after falling and failing to appear before the House of Representatives, service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police finally appeared to discuss security issues with members. Insecurity has been a major cause of concern for Nigeria. From insecurity in the northeast to banditry in the northwest, the southeast of the country is not also spared, with reports of kidnapping and killings reported daily. The service chiefs and the Inspector General of Police took turns to explain their stewardship and challenges faced so far since assumption of office before members. Speaking on behalf of the military, the Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Christopher Musa, says the military has made lots of gains in its fight against insurgency and banditry, stating that as a result, the military has captured grounds previously held by terrorist groups. The grilling later climaxed into an executive section for further discussion. The House of Representatives has summoned 83 ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government as it begins an investigation into the alleged mismanagement of over 447.6 billion naira COVID-19 intervention fund from 2020 to 2022. This implies that the COVID-19 intervention fund from 2020 to 2022 was way higher than the 447.6 billion naira received by less than half the number of MDAs invited by the House of Representatives for the probe slated to begin from November 27, 2023. And to end on December 4, 2023. The House invited the Ministries of Agriculture and Food Security, Communications and Digital Economy, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, and scores of other ministries, departments, and agencies. The MDAs are to appear before the lawmakers to answer questions on alleged mismanagement of COVID-19 intervention funds distributed among them to fight the global health pandemic. Minister of Information and National Orientation Alhaji Mohammed Idris has reaffirmed Nigerians' unwavering commitment to the fundamental principles of press freedom, stressing its pivotal role in fostering a vibrant democracy and transparency in governance. Alhaji Idris stated this when he received the U.S. Charge d'Affaires to Nigeria, David Green, who paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. He said, while Nigerians are for press freedom, we also want to call on the government of the United States to support efforts at instituting best practices in the media space, particularly fact-checking mechanism towards reducing the spread of misinformation, fake news, and malinformation. Green, in his response, said the United States is fully behind Nigerians' democracy and is supportive of its media growth through the offer of consistent training over the year. Although adding that Nigeria is a critical partner in regional security and economic development. As well, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, and the Minister of Steel Development, Shoaib Aldu, has resolved to synergize in tapping into the opportunities in Jokuta steel plant for the development of road infrastructure in Nigeria. This was part of an outcome of their inter-ministerial meeting held at the office of the Minister of Works in Abuja. In keeping with the renewed hope agenda of the President's administration, speaking of the outcome of the meeting, the Minister of Works said that the Ministry of Steel Development would play a major role in the road infrastructure revolution plan by providing more than 16% of the materials needed for the construction of Nigeria's road and concrete pavement. He said that tapping into the opportunity in steel industry would not only create jobs and wealth for Nigeria's population, but would also create a global market and encourage industrialization. Recounting the contributions by Sad Savers Nigeria in the last few years, the Executive Secretary, National Commission for Persons with Disabilities, James David Lalu, has applauded the efforts of the development partners in advancing the cause of persons with disabilities in Nigeria. Lalu gave the commendation recently in Abuja when he hosted a delegation from Sad Savers Nigeria who were on a courtesy call to the Commission. Lalu disclosed that Sad Savers Nigeria have assisted the Commission in various areas such as education, capacity building, supporting the process of Accessibility Standard Code, NCPWDs, participation in the ratification of the African Protocol on Disabilities, and opening of eye clinics in some states in Nigeria. In addition, the executive secretary sees the occasion to seek the support of sightsavers towards the upcoming African Summit, which is slated to be hosted by Nigeria by next year. And according to him, it will be a great opportunity for advocating for the rights of persons with disabilities and the support of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for diplomatic purposes. You're watching Global TV's News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. And when the News Prime returns, petrol price rose to 630.63 naira in October, NBS. The news continues shortly with these and all the details right after the short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it's still Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Prime from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Now let's take a look at some foreign news where U.S. fighter jets struck 2 targets in Iraq earlier on Wednesday, killing 5 pro-Iran fighters in retaliation for repeated attacks on U.S. troops in Iraq by Iran-backed groups. U.S. and Iraq sources said the U.S. military conducted discreet precision strikes against 2 facilities in Iraq. U.S. Central Command said on X handle, and Iraq security force officials said Wednesday strikes killed 5 fighters of the Hezbollah brigades, a pro-Iran group within Iraq's Rashid al-Shabi Popular Mobilization Force. It was the first time the United States has announced a strike on Iraq-backed forces in Iraq since they launched a flurry of attacks against U.S. targets in response to Washington's support for Israel in its war to destroy Hamas. OpenAI co-founder Sam Altman will return as boss just days after he was fired by the board. The firm said the agreement and principle involves new board members being appointed. The tech company added Mr. Altman's sacking on Friday astonished industry watchers and led to staff threatening mass resignation unless it was restated. I am looking forward to returning to OpenAI, Mr. Altman said in a post on X handle. He added, I love OpenAI, and everything I've done over the past few days has been in service of keeping this team and its mission together. North Korea said Wednesday it has succeeded in putting a military spy satellite in orbit after 2 previous failures, as the United States led its allies in condemning the launch as a browser violation of UN sanctions. A rocket carrying the satellite blasted off Tuesday night from North Pyongyang province and accurately put the reconnaissance satellite Malian-1 on its orbit, state-run news agency KCNA reported. Let's talk business. The federal government has announced the revocation of 1,633 mining licenses due to default and payment of stipulated service fees by operators. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, made the announcement while addressing a press conference in his office. He stated that the revocation becomes imperative following the expiration of a 30-day notice to defaulters, as stipulated by Sanctions 11 and 12 of the Nigerian Mineral Mining Act NMMA 2007. Uyi Agbomofoegbe has details.
In compliance with the law, the Mining Cadastral Office, MCO, on October 4, 2023, began the process of revoking 2,213 titles. This included 795 exploration titles, 956 small-scale mining licenses, 364 quarry licenses, and 98 mining leases. Minister of Solid Mineral Development, Alake, therefore warned the previous holders of these titles to leave the relevant cadastre with immediate effect, as security agencies will work with the Mines Inspectorate of the Ministry to apprehend any defaulter found on any area where the titles have been revoked.
With this development, therefore, The MCO recommended the revocation of 1,633 mineral titles as follows: exploration license 536, quarry license 279, small scale mining license 787, and mining lease 31. In line with the powers conferred on me, therefore, by the NMA, that's the Mining Act 207, Section 5A, I have approved the revocation of the 1,633 titles.
The minister further stated that efforts are ongoing to sanction other operators defaulting in payment of royalties, taxes, among others, emphasizing that revocation of operators short-changing government is an ongoing process, which he noted will create space for serious prospective investors to come on stream.
We don't intend to bend or break the rules whenever and wherever there are violations and non-compliance. Rather, we shall make such cases the examples for others to emulate.
Responding to inquiries on illegal mining, Alake read the Riot Act to culprits, asserting their days are numbered. He vowed that government would deal ruthlessly with those who refuse to turn a new leaf, restating the commitment of President Bola Tinubu to sanitize the mining sector.
It is indeed very unconscionable for corporate bodies making huge profits from mining to refuse to give government its due by failing to pay their annual service fee. It is indeed reasonable conjecture that such a company will even be more unwilling to pay royalties and honor its tax obligations to the government. The amount the companies are being asked to pay is so minimal compared to their own revenue projections.
The minister, however, reiterated that plans for the establishment of Mines Police is underway, revealing that the military will conduct initial clearance operations to pave the way for the deployment of the Mines Police. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigeria Customs Service has expressed readiness to collaborate with the Nigeria Copyright Commission (NCC) to combat piracy of intellectual and creative property in Nigeria. This was made known by the Controller General of Customs Bashir Adewale Adeniyi when receiving members of the Commission at the Customs Corporate Headquarters, Abuja. The CGC, welcoming the delegation to his office, announced that their collaboration would create opportunities for the two parties to establish a significant legacy that will end the manners of piracy in the country. He explained that the Nigeria Customs Service had concluded plans to collaborate with relevant stakeholders, enhancing its programs in all aspects through creative activities and training of its staff. Speaking about the need to organize training for the services officers in combating piracy, the CGC said the program will introduce officers and men of the service to new values and expertise that would enhance their capacity and morale to fight piracy. The National Bureau of Statistics says the average retail price of a litre of petrol increased from 195.29 in Naira in October 2022 to 630.63 Naira in October 2023. It made the declaration in its petrol price watch for October 2023 released in Abuja on Wednesday. NBS stated that the October 2023 price of 630.63 Naira represented a 222.92% increase over the price of 195.29 Naira recorded in October 2022. Comparing the average price value with the previous month of September 2023, the average retail price increased by 0.71% from 626.21 Naira. The Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAAC, has shared a total of sum of 906.955 billion Naira October 2023 Federation Account revenue to the federal government, state and local government councils. A communique issued by the FAAC at its November 2023 meeting indicated that the 906.955 billion naira. Total distributable revenue comprise distributable statutory revenue of 305.070 billion naira, distributed value added tax revenue of 323.446 billion naira, electronic money transfer levy revenue of 15.552 billion naira, exchange difference revenue of 202.887 billion naira, and augmentation of 60.00 billion naira, according to Kamali. Total revenue of 1,346,519 billion naira was available in the month of October 2023. Total deduction for course of collection was 53.483 billion naira. Total transfer interventions and funds was 386.081 billion naira. Meanwhile, the Nigeria international player Victor Osimhen and Asisat Oshoala have been nominated for the 2023 Globe Soccer Best Men and Women Player Awards, respectively. Our sports correspondent Sharon Aje has more details.
Osimhen has been nominated alongside 29 others for the Globe Soccer Best Men Award. The nominees for the awards were unveiled on Tuesday by the organizers. Last year, the Nigerian forward who led Napoli to a first league title in over 30 years got the Emerging Player of the Year in the Globe Soccer Awards. In the women's category, Aishat Oshoala, who won a treble with Barcelona last season, including Champions League, will battle teammate Aitana Bonmati, among others. The Globe Soccer Awards winners will be unveiled in a ceremony on January 19, 2024. In a different development, Argentina pulled off a classic snatch and grab win versus Brazil at the Maracanã on Tuesday, which ended in a 1-0 win to Argentina's advantage. A 63rd minute header from veteran defender Nicolas Otamendi secured victory for Argentina as the world champions bounced back from last week's defeat to Uruguay to beat their South American rivals. Brazil's third defeat of qualifying, meanwhile, leaves the five-time world champions in 6th place with 7 points from 6 games. Sharona J reporting for Global TV News.
And that's it on Global TV News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you again.